they have snacks.
Time now for the question of the day.
Question of the day time, my friends. Of course, we are on the cusp of our Independence Day weekend, and that means a lot of people are going to be traveling. Yeah, I'm taking the time maybe with the extra days that you have off to visit some family, friends, and hitting the road, right? Well, when you hit the road, you got to have your road snacks, right? And don't worry, I'm not looking for the best snacks because I think we all know what the best snacks to eat are in the car. But sometimes there are some foods that aren't so great when you're traveling in the car. So my question for you, and out of all that traveling that's going to be going on this weekend, what is the worst food that you could eat in the car? I'm going to tell you, because I've tried it. The worst food to eat in the car for me that I've tried, it's got to be a pizza. You cannot eat a pizza in the car, especially if you're driving. Well, maybe if you're not driving, you can get away with it. But, that long road trip, it smells great in the car, honestly. But since I like to drive, not good for me. You can't eat a pizza while driving, that's for sure. But there are other worse foods that, anything with a certain scent that you're not a fan of would probably be pretty bad as well. But that is my question of the day for you guys. Of course, Independence Day weekend, lots of people are going to be hitting the road and traveling. But what is the worst food or road snack that you can have in the car? Right? Go ahead and let me know your answers. You can call them in, 575-523-KGRT. That is our hotline number. You can text them in. Our text line number, it's the same thing, 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And as always, we are live on our social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you want to go over there and leave a comment for our question of the day, what is the worst food to eat in the car? Is it something with a certain scent that you don't like? Or is it just something that's kind of hard to handle in the car? I don't know. What is it that when you're hitting the road, you're definitely not bringing with you? What is the worst food to eat in the car? That is our question of the day. Okay, we are exclusively up on our social media pages right now. And I'm looking for the answer. What is the worst thing to eat in the car when you've got a road trip right there? Now, if you got a bunch of people that are in the car with you, somebody's probably going to bring something that maybe something that stinks up the car somewhat, or maybe something that is just, getting all over the place. The kids don't count because whatever kids eat, they get all over the place anyway. So that's not any of those kid snacks there. But what is it that would be the worst food to eat in the car on a road trip? Let's see. Hot dogs and sauerkraut. Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm not a sauerkraut fan at all. I'm thinking, anything fishy is not going to be good in there for me. That is something not there. And like I said, I like to drive on a road trip. I don't get to do it these days as much, but when I was on the road trip and I like to drive, don't try and take a pizza with you and drive long distance. That pizza is going to sit there for a while because you're not going to eat it, especially if you're old school and you have a manual vehicle. That one's just not happening for the most part. But what is it that is the worst food to eat in the car if you are on a road trip? Because lots of people are going to be out on the road for this holiday weekend. So go ahead and let me know your answers. Once again, call them in, text them in, 575-523-KGRT, or go ahead and just leave a comment down below. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in and around the world these days. Let's see. Tiffany's famed flagship store in New York City caught on fire yesterday. No one was injured, but the electrical fire was quickly extinguished by the NYFD. The store suffered bad smoke damage and recently reopened in April after a 3-year renovation. So my guess is that they'll probably end up selling a bunch of stuff as, smoked glass. It's special glass right there at Tiffany's. I'm sure that'll happen. Also saw that scalpers are now selling bottles of sriracha sauce as much as $120. Last week, scalpers were selling bottles for $30. Apparently, there is a sriracha shortage occurring, and because of the shortage of the chili peppers, lots of people trying to get their sriracha sauce. By the way, a bottle is normally $3-4 somewhere in there? Yeah. So if you're a fan of sriracha, watch out for those scalpers out there. Cold Stone Creamery also celebrating the release of their new live-action Barbie movie with a new Barbie ice cream flavor. Pink cotton candy ice cream is infused with graham cracker pie crust sprinkles and whipped cream. That sounds so sweet. Yeah, that's so sweet. I like a good Cold Stone Creamery one, but that just sounds extra sweet. So I'm gonna have to pass on that. And also saw that. What is it? YouTube star Jake Paul recently bought a new yellow Ferrari before it broke down an hour after he left the showroom. Well, yep, I think that's about a Ferrari for you. Hopefully, he's got a good mechanic on hand. Once again, we are looking for answers in our question of the day. What is the worst food to eat in the car when you're on a road trip? Let's see. Roommate says something sticky would be bad. Well, see, once again, it depends on if you are the driver or the passenger, because if you are the passenger, all you've got is sticky fingers. If you are the driver, you got a sticky steering wheel. That's a bad thing. But I'm not opposed to a good cinnamon roll in there. That would be fun. But yeah, I can understand those. Some of the sticky stuff, not necessarily great, or anything that would likely be sticky and runny that could just get all over the car. Yeah, not a good thing at all, especially on those long road trips. Because, a couple hours later, touching things that are sticky, not a good thing at all. Once again, though, just go ahead and leave your comments on our social media pages. Just leave your comments below. And of course, you can always call in or text in those answers. What is the worst thing that you could possibly eat in the car? I forgot to check our text messages here to see what we got in there. Let me just double check that to make sure. Let's see. What do we have? Carbohydrates. Oh, I get it. Carbohydrates. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Had to get one of those jokes in there, I guess. Let me know your answers, my friends, to our question of the day. What is the worst food to eat in the car?